Let me ask you something. Have you ever been so excited about a goal that the wait for it actually feels more agonizing than the task itself? Like, imagine you're staring at a mountain you've dreamed of climbing for years. You've trained, saved money, bought the gear, and now you're sitting in your living room, counting down the days until you can finally start. But what if the dread of waiting is actually the hardest part? That's the weird paradox I've been thinking about lately, and it's not just hypothetical. It's a real struggle that people like Aaron McFarland are facing as they prepare for something as epic as the Long Trail. Now, I'm not saying waiting is worse than hiking a 272-mile trail through Vermont's wilderness. But I've noticed something about human psychology. We tend to romanticize the journey, not the waiting. We think, oh, the actual hike will be tough, but the waiting? That's just time passing. But here's the kicker. Time passing when you're hyper-focused on a goal can feel like a psychological marathon. It's not just about the physical strain of hiking, it's about the mental toll of anticipation. And Aaron's story makes this so clear. He's got all the gear, the training plan, the meals prepped. But he's still stuck in this limbo between preparation and execution, and that's where the real battle begins. Let's talk about the mindset here. Aaron's not just training for a hike, he's training for a mental endurance test. He's carrying 30 pounds on every hike, biking to work, running more, and planning meals down to the last calorie. That's impressive, but what's even more fascinating is how he's grappling with the emotional weight of waiting. I mean, how do you stay motivated when the thing you're working toward is still a year away? It's like trying to stay in shape for a marathon while everyone around you is already running. You're constantly reminded of what you haven't done yet, which can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it keeps you disciplined. On the other, it can fuel anxiety about whether you're ready enough or if you've missed your window. What's wild to me is how much of this waiting period is about self-doubt. Aaron's not just worried about physical fitness, he's questioning his mental resilience. Will I hate it? Am I going to miss my bed? These aren't just logistical concerns, they are existential. They tap into the fear of failure, of investing so much time and energy into something and then realizing it's not worth it. And that's the real challenge here. The waiting isn't just about time, it's about the internal dialogue that happens during that time. Are you building confidence, or are you feeding doubt? Because the truth is, the mental game often determines whether you'll even show up on day one. Now, let's step back for a second. This isn't just about Aaron or the Long Trail. It's about how we approach big goals in general. We live in a culture that glorifies action, just do it. But we rarely talk about the messy, uncomfortable process of waiting. And yet, that waiting is where so much of the transformation happens. It's the time when you're forced to confront your own limitations, your fears, your habits. It's the period where you're not just preparing physically but mentally conditioning yourself for the unknown. And honestly, I think that's why so many people underestimate the waiting. They think, once I start, everything will fall into place. But no, it's the waiting that shapes you. It's the time when you're not just training for the hike but training for the person you'll become on the other side of it. So here's the question I want you to think about. Have you ever been so excited about a goal that the wait for it felt harder than the goal itself? What's the biggest thing you're waiting for right now, and how are you handling the tension between preparation and execution? Because I'm starting to believe that the real test isn't the hike, the climb, the project, or the dream, it's the patience required to wait for it without losing your mind along the way.